Hi everyone, today we will be reading a book called Lions, Kings of the Grasslands. Habitat. Lions found mainly in the grasslands and the forests of Africa and India. Habits. Lions live in large family groups called prides. Females do the majority of the hunting. Diet. Lions eat zebras, antelope, buffalo, wild beasts, and giraffes. Distinctive features. Lions are very large, muscular cats with tan-colored coats, long tails, and large jaws and paws. Adult males have manes, dark fur around their necks. Fast fact: a lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away. The king of beasts. A family of lions, called a pride, lies almost hidden in the tall golden grasses. The adult females does while several babies, called cubs, scamper around them. The cubs pretend they're hunting. They are getting ready to take their place as the apex predator on the savannah. The cubs pounce on bugs and chase each other. One reaches out to bite the tail of a large male that is snoozing nearby. Before long, the little cub is joined by his siblings. They climb over the massive lion, pulling on his mane and swiping at its nose. Suddenly, the male sits up and lets out a bone-rattling roar. The sound travels for miles across the still plains. This powerful hunter, who at the moment is stripping with cubs, is letting everyone know that he is at the top of the food chain. He is the king of beasts. Fast fact: prides of up to 26 lions have been seen in South Africa. This huge lion puts up with a mock attack with a playful cub. Built to hunt. Lions are powerful carnivores that hunt large animals for food. They are the second largest cats on the planet. Only tigers are bigger. A healthy male lion can measure about 4 feet tall at the shoulder and over 8 feet long, not including its tail. And he can weigh more than 500 pounds of solid muscle. Females are built similarly to males, just on a smaller scale. Lionesses grow up to 5 feet long and weigh 400 lb. The major difference between males and females is that males have a mane, a big tuft of hair surrounding their heads. Fast fact: lions are the only cats with tufts at the ends of their tails. Tail can grow to over 3 feet long. Paws are the size of dinner plates. Claws are razor sharp and grow to 3 inches long. Mane shows this is a male. Jaws can open up almost to 1 feet. Eyes can see 6 times as well as human eyes. Ears turn in all directions for excellent hearing. Two types of lions. There are about 20,000 lions living in the wild today. Most of them live in Africa. However, there's another subspecies that live in India. Asiatic lions can be found in Nigeria National Park. Asiatic lions are very similar to their African cousins. They have just a few physical differences. Asiatic lions are slightly smaller than African, and they have a fold of skin that runs lengthwise along their stomachs. Male Asiatic lions have darker manes than African lions, but the fur is not as full. Asiatic lions were once close to extinction. Now about 500 individuals live in protected areas in India. Though they live on a different continent, Asiatic lions' habitats and habits are similar to those of African lions. Fast fact: every Asiatic and African lion has a unique pattern of whisker spots. Asiatic lions have thicker tufts of hair on their elbows than African lions do. At home on the savannah, the majority of lions on Earth are found in the hot, dry savannas of southern and eastern Africa. This habitat features mostly tall grasses, some shrubs, and scattered trees. The temperature rarely falls below 60 F, so there are only two seasons, wet and dry. In the dry season, the temperature can hover around 100 F. That's why most of the animals, including lions, aren't very active during the day. In fact, these gigantic cats spend up to 20 hours a day sleeping or resting. They hunt at dusk and in the early morning hours. Still, there's no better place on Earth for these hunters to live. The savannah is also home to hundreds of thousands of prey animals. Fast fact: Tanzania has more lions than anywhere else in the world. Tree climbing is unusual for lions, but some prides have gotten into the habit of resting in trees. Life in the pride. Lions are only social cats in the world. They live in large family groups called prides. Prides vary in size. African prides average around 13 members. They are usually made up of females who are all related to each other, mothers, aunts, sisters, and daughters. Most African prides have only one or two adult males, known as residents. These adult males have joined an established pride. They are not related to the adult females. Every lion in the pride has a job to do. The females, called lioness, are the hunters. They also take care of the cubs. Males are responsible for protecting the pride in their territory. In some parts of the savannah, a single pride may control an area over 100 square miles. But if the pride can find a place with plenty of water and prey, their territory might be as small as 8 square miles. The pride, young and old, move together. Cat chat. It's probably not surprising to learn that such social animals have a lot of ways to communicate. Lions often greet each other by licking each other and rubbing their foreheads, faces, and chins together. They might also say hello by humming or making huffing sounds. Lionesses will call to their cubs by grunting softly. The cubs respond in kind to let their moms know where they are. Of course, lions have ways of showing this displeasure too. A pride member who's misbehaving may get a swipe from another's paw or even a nip on the neck. When a lion feels threatened, it will stand tall, hunch its back, and lift its tail to seem bigger. It will also show off its fiercest weapons, its teeth. When a lion lets out a full-throated roar, it's letting everyone within earshot know where it is and sending a warning, stay off my turf. Fast fact, lions count roars to figure out how big another pride is. A lion may grunt softly to check in with other members of the pride. Face off. Lions also communicate nonverbally. Holding a territory that contains reliable water and plenty of prey is key to a pride's survival. Pride males are constantly advertising how big their territory is and how it is being protected. Roaring is one way to do this. Another is by marking their territory. Males have a gland between their toes that leaves a scent on the ground as they walk. They also spray urine on trees, shrubs, and grass throughout their territory. These males warn other lions to keep away. It is important that males defend their territory and their pride for obvious reasons, but females also have a strong motivation for keeping other lions away. If a new lion takes over the pride, he will immediately kill all the cubs. Still, males come and go. It is the lionesses that hold the pride's territory throughout the years. Male lions may fight to protect their territory and hold on to their pride. On the hunt. Because lionesses are smaller than males, they are faster and more agile. That also makes them better hunters. Lionesses prey upon some of the biggest animals on the savannah, including buffalo, wildebeests, zebras, and antelope. So how does a 400 IB lioness take on a 1,500 IB buffalo? Teamwork. First, the lionesses sneak up on a herd of prey animals. Crouching low and moving slowly and quietly, they make their way closer to the herd. They look for animals that are young, sick, or weak, that have wandered away from the rest. Suddenly, a lioness springs forward and begins chasing the animal. It looks like it's getting away. Did the lioness ruin the hunt? No, she's chasing the animal directly toward her pride mates. One after another, the lionesses jump on top of the animal, biting it and digging into its hide with their sharp claws. Then one of them delivers the killing blow, taking the animal's throat or snout between its teeth. The pride will eat well tonight. Fast fact. A lion may eat more than 60 IB of meat at once. That's like 240 burgers. This lioness strikes the first blow as her pride mate rushes to join the fight. The lion's share. The hunt didn't last very long, but it was exhausting. Lions can run at a top speed of 35 miles per hour. But they can't keep it up for long, and wrestling a huge buffalo to the ground takes a lot of strength. The lioness lie on the ground, panting, as the pride males and cubs approach. The males didn't work for this meal, but they still get to eat first. After the adults have eaten their fill, the cubs will get their turn at the carcass. Lionesses are very good hunters, but their success rate isn't great. Only 1 out of every 4 attempted hunts ends in a feast. Killing large prey helps keep the pride going in between meals. But lions don't eat only what they killed. They're more than happy to steal meat from other animals too. Fast fact: a lion's rough tongue can lick the skin off its prey. The adults have eaten their fill. Now it's the cubs' turn at the zebra carcass. A lion's life. Female lions are ready to start a family by the time they are 4 years old. A lioness may go into heat at any time of year. She will usually mate with one of her prime males. Males with the fullest, darkest manes attract the most females. To attract the male's attention, the lioness moves her tail in the air. She rubs against the line. She rubs against the line and lies on the ground near his feet. As the lioness walks, she sprays her scent behind. The male lion sniffs the air several times. Then he opens his mouth wide, pulling his lips away from his teeth. This allows the female scent to drift over a special odor detecting organ at the roof of the lion's mouth. That is how he knows the female is ready to mate. The lion and lioness spend about a week together. In about 110 days, the lioness will be ready to give birth. A lion and a lioness nuzzle together on the savannah. Welcome, cubs. The lioness moves away from the pride when she is ready to give birth. She finds a hidden spot where she can make a den. Lionesses usually have 1 to 4 cubs in a litter. The newborn cubs are tiny. They are only 7 to 9 inches long and weigh 3 to 4 IB. The cubs are born blind and don't open their eyes until they're about 1 week old. They begin walking by the time they're 10 days old. The cubs are truly helpless, yet their mother must leave them alone while she hunts. Lions are mammals, which means they make milk for their babies to drink. If the lioness doesn't eat, she can't feed her cubs. During this time, it's crucial that the cubs stay hidden. If other predators, like hyenas or leopards, find the cubs, they will kill them. The lioness moves her den several times a month. She carries each cub, 1 at a time, by holding its head and neck in her mouth. The lioness uses her massive jaws to delicately carry this tiny cub. Family reunion. When the cubs are from 6 to 8 weeks old, their mother rejoins the pride. Lionesses and the pride often have cubs around the same time. The cubs will all grow up together. They will even nurse from different lionesses if their mother isn't around. The cubs drink milk for the first 2 months of their lives. Then they start to add meat to their diet, but But by the time a cub is 7 months old, its mother will no longer have milk to feed it. There is safety for the cubs within the pride, but life on the savannah always comes with danger, even for the top predator. A lost or an abandoned cub can be killed by another predator or even trampled by a buffalo. And if new males take over the pride, they will kill the very young cubs. This will ensure that only their children will become new members of the pride. After giving birth, a lioness won't be ready to mate again for 18 months. That is, unless her cub is killed. Then she can go into heat immediately. Several cubs fight for a spot to drink from this lioness. Life lessons. Young cubs spend their days playing. They pretend to talk to each other, insects, even tufts of grass. They are practicing their hunting skills. When the cubs are about 1 year old, they are ready to go along on a hunt. At first, they hang back to watch and learn. By the time they are 2 years old, the females are able hunters, and the males will have the beginnings of their mates. The male lions will now be forced out of the pride, either by the resident males or even the females. Most males join together in a coalition, which gives them a better chance of survival. These males will spend 1 or 3 years of nomads, living without a pride. Then they will be old enough and strong enough to try to take over a pride of their own. Fast fact: some males in Tsavo, Kenya don't have mates. When cubs play, they are really practicing important survival skills. Asian ancestors. Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, East Africa, is a famous archaeological site. Many amazing discoveries have been made there. In 1960s, paleoanthropologists Mary and Louis Leakey discovered evidence of humans' first ancestors in Olduvai Gorge. That is also where the oldest recognizable lion fossils were found. They are 1.4 million to 1.2 million years old. Scientists say there is little difference in the bodies of these cats and their modern-day relatives. According to research, these Asian lions spread throughout the world. Lion fossils from 600,000 years ago have been found in Italy. Even older fossils have been found in England. And some of the oldest pieces of art in existence are French cave paintings of lions from 32,000 BCE. It's amazing to think that lions could once have been found on almost every continent. Today they struggle to survive in their shrunken ranges. A lion school hasn't changed much over the years. Big cat cousins. Lions belong to a group of animals known as big cats, which includes lions, tigers, jaguars, and leopards. All big cats are hunters, and all of them except lions are solitary. These other cats live alone except when mating or when a female has cubs. Experts say lions' closest relatives are jaguars and leopards. The jaguar is the largest cat found in the Americas. These cats are excellent climbers, and they love to swim. Like jaguars, leopards are very at home in the trees. In fact, they often spot prey from the branches. These powerful hunters also drag their kill high into a tree to protect the meat from scavengers. In Africa, leopards share much of the same habitats as lions. They can also be found in parts of Asia. Leopards are a threat to lion cubs, but they are no match for a full-grown lion. This leopard has spotted something and looks ready to pounce. Fast fact: lions aren't the only big cats with manes. Lions and humans. For more than 2,000 years, lions have been an important part of human history. They are a symbol of strength and courage. Asian kings across the globe made a lion a symbol of their leadership. They also hunted these magnificent beasts. In ancient Egypt, lions were considered sacred and had a city, Leontopolis, that was dedicated to them. Priests in that city fed the lions that lived in the temple, and even sang to them as they ate. Even today, the lion is the national symbol of several countries. A constellation of stars and a sign of the zodiac are even named Leo, another name for the lion. How then did these magnificent animals end up in such a vulnerable position? In the last 3 generations, the number of wild lions has dropped almost half, and people are to blame. Asian kings in the Middle East show their bravery by hunting lions with bows and arrows. Under pressure. Over the past 50 years, the numbers of people in Africa has tripled. As a result, lions' access to land and food has decreased. When prides can't roam to hunt, they look for other food sources. To a lion, a villager's cow is just as good as a zebra. To protect their livestock, farmers shoot or even poison lions. And some people hunt the same animals lions prey on. Those lions who escape the farmers' guns and poison can still face starvation. Sadly, some people also shoot lions for sport. They'd rather have dead lion as a trophy than see these majestic beasts roaming the grasslands. A ranger collects the remains of lions killed by villagers. Fast fact: Simba is the Swahili word for lion. Looking out for lions. Luckily, people and organizations from all over the world are working to preserve the population of lions living in the wild. In Africa, some governments have made it illegal to shoot lions, and farmers can face punishment if they are caught harming lions. Rangers in Africa's game preserves protect lions from poachers. Some people kill the big cats for their teeth and claws, which may then be made into jewelry. In India, the government keeps hunters and land developers away from the few remaining Asiatic lions in the Gir forest. The battle is not over though. It's up to all of us to make sure the lion's mighty roar is never silenced. Veterinarians in Tampa, Florida, operate to save a lion. Lion family tree. Lions belong to the Felidae family, also known as cats. All the animals in this family are carnivores that hunt other animals. They also have a common ancestor that lived about 14 million years ago. This diagram shows how lions are related to other cats such as leopards, jaguars, and tigers. The closer together two animals are on the tree, the more similar they are. And these words are how to say and the meaning of it.